Hey, everybody. This is Krewella DeVille of React Radio.
I'm Kaizen Krewella, React Radio. Y'all doing?
Hey, and today we wanted to talk about the recent weather that we've been having throughout the country. Well, in the southern states, I should say. Texas had Hurricane Harvey.
Mm-hmm.
Florida had Hurricane Irma.
Mm-hmm.
And now we have hurricane or tropical storm. It's a hurricane category 1. Jose is right now.
Wow.
Yeah. But they're not expecting that one to come on landfall. They said it's taking an unusual path. It might go back counterclockwise outside to the sea. But they're just predicting it. They can only predict it based upon the algorithms and things that they have available to them.
Right.
So my question to you about Hurricane Harvey, because that was the first thing that we had to experience. What do you think, or how do you think that affected the citizens of Texas, namely like in Port Arthur and Houston, the suburbs and stuff that it affected heavily?
I know they dealt with a lot down there, a lot of damage, a lot of flooding. I believe it was devastating.
Mm-hmm.
Devastating, whatever. It's crazy because I have an auntie that lives down there, my aunt.
Really?
And I know I talked to her a few weeks ago around the time when Harvey was going on, and I was asking her, how she's been doing, she's safe and everything, and she was telling me the area where she live in,
mm-hmm.
it's kind of like a safe zone, but it's really not.
Mm-hmm.
She's not affected by the flooding,
mm-hmm.
but 2 blocks down the street or around the corner,
mm-hmm.
it's flooding.
Right.
So she was like, she's been helping out her neighbors, opening her house up and everything.
Mm-hmm.
She still has power and all that stuff, but
mm-hmm.
that's just, I don't know. It's sad, just to deal with something like that, or force of nature like that.
Yeah, it is. And then one of the things that I saw that the media was portraying, because I really tried to stay away from it, but what I noticed from the little bit that I did see was they try to portray it in the media as being a diversity thing. Everybody was so unified and everybody went through it. It wasn't just a black thing. It wasn't just a white thing. We all went through this together, and we're rescuing dogs and kittens and all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure, because based upon the geography of it and where it hit, who do you, in terms of, I hate to turn it into a racial thing, but what do you think? What areas do you think it affected the most in Texas?
It affected the black community the most.
You do?
Yeah,
You do? Okay.
I really believe so. It makes me I'm not a conspiracy theorist and nothing like that, but
mm-hmm.
it makes me think as if, are these hurricanes and these tropical storms and all that stuff, are they man-made? It's been
mm-hmm. said
that they have a machine that can, mess with the weather. They shoot stuff in the sky that mess with the weather and everything and all that stuff. I think it's HAARP, HAARP.
Mm-hmm.
But I really don't know.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that, so I can't really speak intelligently on that. But I do know, based upon what I saw, like I said, I tried not to watch it because it was just too heartbreaking. I know it seems like the people who were north of Houston got hit worse, and those tend to be the people who were Trump voters. Yeah. And that bill, that all that stuff that Obama had put out there, Trump just
took it away.
You know what I'm saying? And here it is. That was that relief plan that was set aside for a situation such as this, and you take that away from FEMA to help these people, these very people that voted you in. So I kind of thought that was very ironic, and it was just like, I can't say karma or anything like that, but that's who and those people actually aren't of a darker hue, right, in my opinion. I'm thinking those were more the farmers and stuff like that were north of doing that, but I thought that was interesting.
He did
about
say he
that.
wanted to build a, what did he say? He was going to build a wall for the Latinos.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, like I said, a lot of the black people or people that I should say that I know in Texas are fine because it did get Port Arthur and Corpus Christi got hit. I know people there and they're fine. You know what I'm saying? So they were able to recoup. It was just those certain areas that it got hit really, really hard. And like I said, I thought that was just really interesting that those seem to be the Trump supporters.
Right. I believe, like I said, I know my auntie down there. She said she was fine. I seen a few friends
mark themselves safe on Facebook.
But I also seen a few friends that was actually from here. I'm not gonna put their names out there. That was down there that lost everything. So I seen a few friends that was here, high school friends, classmates that live down there in the Houston area, where they have, lost everything. Their house was damaged.
Right. And we don't want to take anything from those people because there were some people of color who did lose
a lot.
Everything. Not just a lot, but everything.
Right.
So we're not saying it didn't affect anybody of color, but it seems to me like geographically, based upon the way that it happened, it seemed like those Trump supporters are the ones that got the brunt of that Hurricane Harvey. Now, shifting gears to Irma was massive.
Yes.
Massive. Covered all of Florida.
Yes. And
Category 4. I gotta say this.
No, Category 5.
Let me tell you something. I was just reading about it. It said that it was talking about the history of the hurricanes in the United States, and it was saying that we haven't had that much activity in the past 12 years. What did it say? It said the United States has gone a record 12 years without a major hurricane landfall, but with Harvey and Irma, it has now experienced 2 Category 4 landfalls in 16 days.
Yes, and that last 12 years they must be talking about Katrina.
Yeah, that was the last one.
One. I know Gusto came through, but it wasn't a Category 4. Everything was like a Category 2 or a Category 3. But as far as Irma, I have family down in Atlanta. And I've seen a few stuff on Facebook where they say they lost power, where they was, getting hit with, probably not no hurricane, but, they do get like small tornadoes. We experienced that on our trip back in April. We went down there. It was like a tornado watch. But it was saying parts of Key West down in Florida was just destroyed to the point where they don't even have a time frame where they're going to allow people to actually come back because of the damage that was done down there.
I told you yesterday I was reading up about Tampa, and I didn't know Tampa, as with a lot of Florida, is built on marshland.
Yes.
And it lies like, I think it said 10 feet below sea level or something like that. So here it is, you have all these people coming. They said that there was an increase in people moving to Tampa since 2010. And because most of the people that were living there now had not seen like a big hurricane in their lifetime, they were not getting that flood insurance. Now, they said that when you buy a house and it's in one of those hurricane areas, they said that you have to get it. But if you own your home or something like that down there, you don't necessarily have to have it. And they said in the last 5 to 7 years, they noticed that it was a big decline in the flood insurance for homeowners. So here it is. We have this huge thing going. You know what I'm saying? And not a lot of people are going to be covered by that. So it'll be interesting to see, what federal funding does for Florida, because I did get I got an email. What did you just find? What you just find about Irma?
It said Hurricane Irma destroyed 25% of homes in Florida Keys.
Wow.
But it's crazy because when I was in the military station down in Florida, I was in Pensacola, then I ended up going to Jacksonville. And I was down there during hurricane season. Now, this is back in 2003, 2004. And by the grace of God, I never experienced nothing like that. But the weather, you know what I'm saying. But go ahead and say what you was gonna say.
No, the weather is what down there?
It rains a lot down there, period,
Really?
already.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of heavy rain down there throughout the year already, as is. So, dealing with, like, just excessive rain like that, I could just imagine how it can be.
What I was gonna say earlier is that I did receive a text message from one of my friends, because we were going back and forth talking about the how much money should be released and when or if some sort of disaster relief was going to be released for Harvey. So she told me last Thursday that they had passed a disaster relief bill for $15 billion. Now, I don't even know if that'll be able to even scratch the surface. And then, you know, you got to think about things about how that money is distributed to.
As far as that money distributed to, I don't believe in donating to the Red Cross. That's just my personal belief. That's another subject, though.
Well, no, not really, because it's that relief effort. You know, everybody's dealing with this displacement and all that stuff, and power out, and all. You know, you might not be able to go back to your place, and that is a huge question when people like you and I who want to donate. You know, what do we do? You know what I'm saying? What are some of the groups or organizations that we can definitely trust? Personally, and this is just me, I feel like the ones that have been functioning in a local area, a local city, longer than just like the FEMA efforts, are the ones that you should go to. So, for instance, like, let's say something happened here in Muskegon. We know that Goodwill Industries has been working here in the city for more than double digit, 10, let's say 10, 20 years. I would give my money to them. I wouldn't give my money to somebody who just set up a tent and said, well, you know what, we came down here to help the effort to get Muskegon Heights back to where it once was, because they can't seem kind of flaky, because they might want to go ahead and float to the next big disaster once, you know, our notoriety or whatever, or the cash flow dries up.
Right. I won't even trust them. I don't know. That's like I said, that's my personal belief. Like I said, I ain't no conspiracy theories or nothing, but I believe some of the stuff is kind of man-made. That's just, like I said, that's like another subject we talk about.
Well, I mean, because that is another subject, because we can talk about that versus just it being a biblical thing. Right. But, you know, I feel like everything is happening the way that it is supposed to happen. It's a divine purpose for it all, whether it's man-made or not.
Or not, right.
You know,
I know I shared something on my Facebook page about, it was a scientist, Japanese scientist, that said something about the things being man-made. But like you said, I believe everything happens for a reason, divine purpose, or if it's man-made or whatnot. It's just, I just pray that everybody is safe. Right. And the people that wasn't fortunate to get away or that lost everything, that they be blessed to get everything back, whether it comes from FEMA or government assistance or through the blessings of God or their higher being or whatnot.
Any other final thoughts about the hurricanes?
I guess just be safe, be prepared. You know?
Yeah, you gotta be prepared.
You gotta be prepared, and it's crazy because I know I seen a couple of days ago too. During the hurricanes, they had news crews down there in Miami, but they had people out there looting.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they had people breaking in Foot Locker stores, looting. I'm thinking in my head,
Foot Locker, really?
It's high-powered winds and rain. What are you gonna do with some stolen shoes?
And you know what? Those cameras probably are still rolling. Still rolling. So yeah, once everything gets up and running, there you have it. You're gonna end up in jail. Yeah. How about that?
How about that?
How about that?
But yeah, final thought though, to everybody that knows somebody or have family and friends or loved ones that is affected by the hurricanes or were affected by the hurricanes, is just